What's going on, YouTube? I got the brother Brandon Lamar, Scates Scholar. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Man, what's going on, family? My name is Brandon Lamar Scates. I'm a educator, scholar, activist, organizer. I do a lot of community work, mainly dealing with African-centered education and putting it on the forefront of the movement. Dr. Bobby Wright said the most important component of the Black liberation movement, I'm paraphrasing, is Black independent schools, building Black independent schools. So a little bit more about myself. I got my bachelor's at Western Illinois University in 2013 in African American Studies. I did a lot of organizing and activism on campus. I started a Black Student Mentoring Organization with my mentor, Byron Oda Shabazz, one of my first teachers that got me into the Black liberation work. But he pretty much, we started this mentoring organization. It was just a mentoring program to retain students. We will match them with a faculty mentor in their field. We will also match them with the upperclassmen, a junior, senior in their major, and to help with the internships. And the students that were involved in the mentoring program decided they wanted to make it an actual mentoring organization. It's called Sacred Circle Mentoring Organization, I think, at Western Illinois University in Macomb, Illinois. In December 2013, I was in Washington, D.C. I left, walked in May of 2013, then I moved to Washington, D.C. to work for City Year in Washington, D.C., which is a AmeriCorps program in City in Chicago and all across the nation. And the focus of City is to focus on high school dropout crisis. And pretty much I was placed inside the classroom where I struggled with my teachers because my teacher wouldn't let me interact with the students. So I would just read, and then eventually it became a problem with the type of literature I was reading. So I was reading George Jackson, I call him the political intellectual, solely dad brother. And I also read Dr. Huey P. Newton's Revolutionary Suicide. Students started asking me questions. They wanted to remove me from the school. And then I struggled a lot in City Year because there was a lot of cultural appropriation. There's a lot of kids from like Ivy League, a lot of white youth from Ivy League schools and, you know, suburbia trying to come to the inner city to do work. And they tried to, actually, the school I was at tried to remove me. I'm going to get more into that later when I talk about the school prison pipeline, but that's some of the work that I do. And then I also did in 2014 during the 50th anniversary of Freedom Summer 1964, which is a big thing because it was voter registration. This was a big campaign of the civil rights movement. And then I had the opportunity, one of my biggest influences and people that I look up to is Mama Ella Baker. With her role, her influence in movement building, she worked with all different civil rights activists and leaders, Dr. King, Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois. So she mentored Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture. So a lot of people love Kwame Ture. They are familiar with this word. She mentored him, but I had the opportunity to meet different people that work with Ella, which is he just as a popular figure as Dr. King. He was actually from Harlem and he was a math teacher. And Ella made the call to Bob Moses. She was like, I need you down in Mississippi.
Yeah.
I started doing work in activism and was organizer, but the Freedom Schools was mainly for education, voter registration. And then it eventually turned into Freedom Schools, which was to teach Black children to fall in love with reading with a culturally relevant curriculum. But I met Bob Moses, I met Jim Lawson, I met Mary Wright Elderman, I met a wide variety of different activists. I met Dick Gregory, daughter Ayanna Gregory. I met going down the list, Dr. Claude Anderson. I've met Dick Gregory, Barbara Dick Gregory. I've met Dr. Joy DeGarry that wrote the Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. People I met and interacted with. But I decided that I wanted to be an educator. Like I didn't really decide; it chose me.
Right.
You know.
All right. So, can you see me okay and everything, bro?
Yeah, I see.
All right. So now, my life in the shy, I try to focus on a lot of issues in the black community, especially issues in Chicago, and
Right.
mainly solutions about issues in Chicago. Now you did. I try to hit the economic side. You try to hit the education side, which is amazing, bro. And I commend you for all the education. My thing is, black people, we need to educate our own children. We
Yes.
don't need to depend on them to educate our children. If they're not going to treat you right, they damn sure not going to teach you right. And so, what we see in a
Right.
lot of the inner cities right now is that we got a lot of white people coming out from another area coming into the inner city that can't relate, don't care
Yes,
for
sir.
our children,
Mm-hmm.
educating our children. Black people, we need to learn to be independent 100% of everything. I'm talking food and especially education. Because, man, when I was growing up in college, elementary school, they was teaching Martin Luther King. That was it. We had white education that come in, didn't give a damn about us, didn't try to sit us down. That's part of the problem. And even in the inner city communities with the police don't give a rat's ass about you. One time I got caught
Mm-hmm.
with something, a deadly weapon, and a police officer told me, I'm not going to charge you with this, young brother. It was a black one. If we had more of that compassionate black officers in our community that care for us, that look out for us, that sit us down and brother, gang banging ain't the way. So to speak, fathers on the streets. Okay, it takes a community because your parents don't know what you're doing outside of your home. Therefore, we need educators like yourself
Mm-hmm.
on these streets to guide these young brothers,
Mm-hmm.
especially in these schools and how you are.
Yeah, it's a lot of issues with it's a lack of black male educators. So I'll break down. You got the new Negro, or it's really Sambo as opposed to Uncle Tom. The right for the right connotation, if you're gonna use it, it's Sambo.
Right,
Dr. Claude Anderson breaks this down. So you got the Uncle Tom, maybe administrator, teacher, and majority of the black males they don't really hire
right.
sexual alpha, proud of their heritage, black men. It's mainly somebody from the LGBT community. That's and majority of they want this image that's put out of the black man being arrested. You got to look at. I do a lot of political science too, so I'm not trained to be a political science, but it's political scientist. But I consider myself to be a political scientist or political strategist. So when you're talking about politics, I tie political education to the work that I'm doing. So if you look at these different policies, so you look at Brown versus Board of Education with school integration, that was one of the first things that set us back because they integrated the black children into white schools.
Right.
But it didn't hire black educators. They wouldn't even hire the black educators to be a janitor.
Damn. Yeah. Right.
So that put our children behind enemy lines, and this is what started the charter school movement. So people think charter schools are something new. When charter schools started in the 1950s, white parents start pulling their children out of schools and they start funding their own schools. Like you said, we need to fund our own schools.
Right. Why are we depending on them? Ron Emanuel closed over 50 schools last year.
That was 2010.
Okay. When that happened,
Yeah, so
go ahead.
yeah, I could break that down. I'm glad you brought that up. So Renaissance 2010. So Rahm Emanuel wasn't the only person that participated in Renaissance 2010. So I call Rahm Emanuel, Arnie Dungy the Obama boys.
Uh-huh.
So Barack Obama. So with Barack Obama, he's good friends with Arnie Duncan and Rahm Emanuel. They both worked in the White House. So Rahm Emanuel implemented the policy, but Arnie Duncan created the policy when he was the director of Chicago Board of Education. So this policy closed down 50 schools. Now it's at 80 as of recently.
Mm-hmm.
So Rahm just implemented it. So Rahm went to the White House and then, they gave him the okay to come back and run for mayor. On top of that, it's a housing policy called Plan for Transformation. When they knock down the housing project, when they disperse Black people all across the city of Chicago. So say you from the South Side and you live in Idwell's housing complex, and they knocked it down. So they're gonna give you like a voucher to move, but no, we're not gonna move you all. Gang man, oh yeah, we're gonna move you to the west side.
Right.
So we're gonna move you to the west side. Or if your school closed down, we're gonna place you all the way in the west side. And I have had kids that I mentored, and they would tell me, hey bro, I can't even go to school because I'm going through, I gotta fight 3 times before I get to school. I'm getting jumped on.
Damn.
And I want to carry my banger,
Right.
but I don't know what's like that. So why would I risk my life of going to school when I could just stay in my community, get this money, my mom on drugs, my pop dad, he locked up, or it's vice versa. And I got to take care of my kids when I was, and I'll get off into this, when I was working for City Year. I had a student became an attendance coach because they tried to put me out of school that I was in with my supervisor, my program manager advocated for me, so I became an attendance coach. The young man was 14. I'm not going to give his name. His mother was on drugs and she was prostituting.
Damn.
And he would carry, he's like, Mr. Scates, I can't even I haven't been coming to school because I'm taking care of my little brothers and sisters.
Right.
My little sister, she's 6 years old. My brother, he's 10 years old. I'm the father figure to them. I got to provide for them.
Right. Right.
To be honest with you, I'm in the streets. I'm running the streets, man. I'm selling drugs, and I'm paying the bills. My mama, she be gone from time to time. My little brothers and sisters got to eat. Yeah, we got food stamps, but they ain't gonna put clothes on their back. So it's a lot of issues that affect students outside of school. A lot of violence is occurring because you dispersing and closing down all these schools and you sending kids across boundary lines where it's dangerous. Then you blaming them on gangs. And it ain't really gangs now. Like all the gang leadership, if you're aware and awake, you know the war on drugs locked up all the gang hierarchy and politically imprisoned.
So
Larry Hoover and Chief Malik and a lot of the Jeff Fort and a lot of the different gang leaders that was alive. So now the OGs, they like 21 and they like 18.
right. So my thing, man, with the Black community, I know what they doing, and we know what they gonna do, and we know what they're gonna continue to do. Black community, we have to step up and take our own communities, open our own schools. Homeschooling, bro, is you can homeschool your kids. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. If I had teenage children or young 8, 9-year-old child that has to travel across the school, I think that each neighborhood in the South Side, West Side should open up a homeschool, whether it's in somebody's house or, I mean, let me tell you something. You don't need money to educate these kids. You just need the educator. All you need. We need to take our children out that ridiculous system and educate them, bring back that community. Even if you open up one big house, one big center, and just like in Africa, they bring them to a center and bring that instructor in, and they get to it. You don't need no money.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned that. So I'm gonna break down the work that I'm doing in African Center Education at the moment. So my mentor, Marcus Klein, Robert Marcus Klein, master teacher Marcus Klein. He was mentored by Robert Steve Coakley, political researcher and lecturer. Steve Coakley exposed the Boule, so Sigma Phi Pi. It's the first Black Greek letter organization. It was founded in 1904. Du Bois is actually, Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois is actually one of the proponents or the leading figures in the Boule. So he taught Marcus Klein how to research properly, and he decided when his son was born that he wanted to start his own school. So he started He has 3 schools in Chicago, born and raised in Detroit. That's my mentor. That's my teacher, teaching me how the infrastructure and actually run the school and become a better teacher under his tutelage, under his mentorship. So the work that Marcus Klein has 3 schools in Chicago, school literacy, which is a pre-K for babies. So starting at 2 years old. Then you got Freedom Home Academy, which is his baby, the brain of the whole thing. Kindergarten, 4th grade. And then you got he has a Freedom Home Academy International in Chicago. One in Detroit, where he's from, just opened up. And at the same time as Nkrumah International Academy, which is the high school. That's a collaborative effort to educate 5th to 12th graders. And then he has a Freedom Home in Atlanta, getting ready to open up, and then he has land in Ghana. Freedom Home International in Ghana. So what he's doing is he's educating and empowering the babies. I compare him, in my eyes, it's a lot of similarities to what him and Booker T did with the Tuskegee Institute.
Right. All right, so hey, bro, I'm gonna conclude this interview. I'm gonna shoot to both platforms. So man, make sure y'all subscribe to this brother channel. Tell them what your channel is.
On YouTube, it's the African Unity Institute, AFRICANITY Institute. On YouTube, on Facebook, Brandon Lamar Scates. You can like. I have a lot of fan page where you can like it, where it says I'm a teacher. Well, I'm a teacher, and then you have the African Unity School page on Facebook. Then you have my actual page, and I'm on Instagram also. I'm active on Facebook, but I really like Instagram the best. But Brandon Lamar Educates on Instagram. So,
hey, thanks, brother. Hey, man, make sure y'all subscribe to this brother page. I'll put a link in the description box. Peace.